You know what? I'm really glad you found this video today, and I do believe it was meant to be for you to click on this, because I tell you what, I think you're going to look back on this video in a few months from now, or maybe 1, 2, 5 or even 10 years time, and say to yourself, this was the video that changed the way I think, that changed the way I behave in life, and has changed my life forever. So now you may be thinking to yourself, well, Daz, how on earth is this video going to change my life forever? The way I think, the way I behave? Well, I'm going to tell you how, and it all has to do with the subconscious mind. That's right, the subconscious mind, which is literally responsible for almost everything you do. And I tell you what, I really want to cut to the chase about this, because I see a lot of other influences when they go on about the subconscious mind, making it real fucking complicated for people. And not only complicated, but fucking boring. It's like watching paint dry. So I want to be here to just, add a little bit of pizzazz to it, and just to simplify it, so you're not fucking beating around the fucking bush and running around in circles. It doesn't have to be complicated. There can be levels to this, but I want to simplify it so we can all get going with it and we can all understand it. Alright? Whether it's habits, the way you eat, breathing even, driving a car, brushing your teeth, regulating your heartbeat, the subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of everything that goes on in your body. The subconscious mind, it creates our beliefs, our habits, our patterns of behaviour. It operates automatically as well. And everything that happens within your life up here funnels through the conscious mind and gets stored into the subconscious mind, like a sort of giant filing cabinet. That's why you could be watching a film, say like a horror film or a thriller, and you'd be literally like, you'll be shocked and your heart will be racing at the scary part, or it might make you jump, or the action part, or the thrilling part. Your subconscious mind really thinks that you're there, so it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. And a lot of the stuff we have from beliefs or passed down thoughts and things what have happened to us in life, did you know that every time your brain goes back to that situation, it sort of slightly changes it again? So every time you've revisited that moment, it's not really that moment at all no more. But as well as good habits that the subconscious mind influences, like morning routines, like stuff like that, it can also replay and give you a lot of bad habits. Now, it's not the subconscious mind's fault. That's what its job is. It's to store information and replay it back to you. It's like a giant hard drive. No one ever thinks about that, do they? That often that the way they behave, the way they act, the things that they do, is all because of the subconscious mind programming. Like a lot of the times, a lot of our subconscious programming happens when we're younger. When we're quite young, or in a child and stuff, we get passed down beliefs from our parents, from school teachers, and other people in our life. Like that, it could even be from the TV. If you watched a lot of TV, that then controls the beliefs, gives us the beliefs, which controls behaviour, and then gets stored as subconscious programming. Like, I don't know, when I was younger, my mum always used to say, or my nanny used to say, oh, you can't go out with wet hair, you'll get a cold. How many of you can relate to that? If you can relate to that, or any other daft sayings like that your parents used to say, just let me know in the comments down there. Now, I know it's hard to imagine me with wet hair going outside because I'm as bald as a coot, but just use your imagination here, alright, right? But it's just a saying, it's just a phrase, because if that was the case, what about people who do cold water exposure for 10 minutes plus at a time, sometimes longer, and they're submerged fully underwater, right? Or in an ice bath, for instance. And they coming out and all of a sudden they're getting colds and flus and fevers and chills. No, because it's just a story you tell yourself inside there. But if you've conditioned yourself to believe that every time you go out with wet hair, you're going to get a cold, you probably will. Because that's a subconscious habit being played into the conscious mind, and it thinks it's real. All right, I slip up, you got me. I meant to have said belief there, subconscious belief, not subconscious habit. Because believe it or not, they are two different things. So I do apologise, we all make mistakes, don't we? Let's have a look at some other sayings as well, some other passed down sayings or beliefs what might not necessarily or are not true at all. Let's have a look. So another one what limits people as well, limits their thinking, but it's a passed down belief, and it can really get imprinted like a blueprint in the subconscious mind. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is always hard to come by. Have you ever heard them ones before? You probably have, haven't you? Hey, but do you realise that once you're taking on that belief, that is hindering you for financial abundance? Let's look at some other ones. Oh, and another one linked to the money one as well is, and you can imagine how much this is holding you back if that's a deep-rooted belief stored in the subconscious mind. Money is the root of all evil. Why is it? Why is it? Just because some not very nice people are millionaires and have a lot of money, there's also a lot of millionaires what are very nice and do a lot of good things in the world. So it's about, I believe that, you know, money, however you are, money will just enhance your personality, enhance your persona of how you are. So if you're naturally a nasty, horrible twat, having a lot of money will just enhance you to be even more nasty, horrible twat. But someone who's very kind and generous, if they have a lot more money, they'll just be more kind and generous, won't they? So you've got to look at it from both angles. And don't believe all these silly fucking sayings. Here's one of my favourites, and you can put it to your father or mother. Sometimes I open my mouth and my father comes out. You just open your mouth and your father comes out. Or silly little sayings anyway, what aren't related to passed down belief, but you know, just silly sayings what we say, and they just don't make sense. You think about it. I want to lift this business off the ground. I want to lift this business off the ground. He's in bed with his leg. He's at the doctor's with his ear. Well, you don't say. You know, just stupid things like that. Makes me laugh. It really does. He got sent home the other day with his arm. Okay then, yes. And there's all these other passed down beliefs as well. Passed down like from teachers and stuff like, when you're at school and stuff like that. It's like, you'll never amount to anything, Mr. Stringer, because that's my surname. All you'll do is you'll just prat around and you'll amount to nothing. But that's not necessarily true, is it? Because I have got quite a good job, what I enjoy at the moment, and I'm planning to work for myself by doing content creating and coaching. So what he means is, I haven't followed the system correctly according to his beliefs, and I've gone through the 9 to 5 path, which is what they want, innit? To keep you on the wheel. Like, you noticed at school you don't get taught how to grow your own food, how to work for yourself and stuff. No, because that doesn't feed the system, does it? That allows you to step away from the system and start doing things yourself, and they don't want that, because the education system and everything like that is just indoctrinating you to keep you in the system. And that's why people have to get the good grades and they get the good exams, so then they can get a job what's in the system and just work from cradle to grave in the system. And then when they're on the deathbed, they're like, I wish I'd have done this, I wish I'd have done that. I wasn't really passionate about this job, but I've stayed in all my life. I wish I'd have done this and I wish I'd have done that. But you get stupid beliefs passed down from everybody. But the chances now is to try and get them out your subconscious mind. And I'm going to show you the simple steps. Get it out your subconscious mind and then start, you know, investing in new beliefs and new patterns and new habits what actually do serve you and can help you achieve the 2.0 version of yourself. And let me know in the comments what funny beliefs or passed down beliefs you've heard and they've sort of integrated into your life from like teachers or old friends or your parents, your grandparents, or even your friends' parents and grandparents. Just let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, and let's have a laugh and share, you know, how many daft sort of sayings and beliefs what have been passed down from generation to generation, what aren't or might not necessarily be the full truth. let's have a laugh. Yeah, you must feel sometimes as well like your mind's against you, like my bloody stupid brain. Why do I always do that? And it's because your subconscious mind is just playing an autopilot, a load of suggested habits, beliefs and behaviours, what is stored in there. The subconscious is massive. It, like I say, controls everything. It doesn't rest either. So when your conscious mind falls asleep, your subconscious mind is still on the go. And that's why you can have all sorts of weird and wonderful dreams, and you can wake up like from a nightmare panicking and almost think it's real. Do you know what I mean? That's because your subconscious mind has seen it as real. But these habits, they don't just go in there overnight. You don't just see something, you don't just have a traumatic experience, or you don't just get a bad habit like eating junk food or drinking alcohol and stuff, and all of a sudden it's in the subconscious mind. No, it's repetition. Repetition gets it in the subconscious mind. And that's how you can get your subconscious mind. You can put new habits in there by repetition and self-discipline, and then in the end your subconscious mind is going to start bringing out the good habits, the good thought patterns, instead of the bad ones what you've stored. So basically, any repeated action to the subconscious mind, it becomes automatic over time. If you think of a subconscious mind it's like an autopilot. That's why I always say sometimes when you're driving and you've been driving for miles, but your brain hasn't been there, but your subconscious mind has took over the driving. So you sometimes look, don't you, when you snap back to awareness, like, yeah, well, how did I get here? I can't remember driving this far away, or I can't remember driving here, or I can't remember the trip at all. It's just because of that. Why when we're a child, the reason why we bring a lot of subconscious programming, when we're a child, it's quite easy to be subconsciously programmed because our brain is literally just like a sponge. It's highly suggestible, and when you're a child, you're literally absorbing everything around you, aren't you? So the stories and that, what you hear from parents or teachers, they might tell you, oh, you're no good at maths, so then you'll start to believe, oh, well, I'm no good at maths, so you're stupid and you're thick. So then you would start to adopt that belief, I'm stupid and I'm thick, and your subconscious relays it back to you later on in life. You're stupid, you're thick, this is why you're not being able to do that, because you're stupid and you're thick. It's like a record player, the subconscious mind. It'll just literally play it on loop over and over and over again, what it's learned, what it's stored. And when you do have negative experience and sort of traumatic experiences, unfortunately they do get stored in the subconscious mind a lot quicker than the positive and good stuff and that. If you think about how much negative and traumatic stuff your subconscious mind has stored, what does affect you later on in life if you don't deal with it effectively. What we don't realise as well, that affirmations are so powerful, right? But do we often use these affirmations for the good? And sometimes they come in the form of what you're doing to yourself as negative self-talk. So how many times a day do we put ourselves down through our looks or the way we act or the things we do, and any little blemish or wrinkle on our face and stuff like that? You'll be surprised how constantly we do it. Oh, I look just like my dad, or I look just like my mum and stuff. But if you keep replaying that message over and over and over again, your subconscious mind just keeps pushing it back to you in the end, and then so shall it be. You will end up looking like your dad or your mum, or you will start to believe that you're thick and stupid, or you're ugly, or you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, because they're the stories you keep telling yourself. But you can change it. You can change the story you tell yourself. And here's how. So there is a lot of different ways to train yourself to tell yourself a better story and to reprogram your subconscious mind. Right, but not everyone is into affirmations, hypnosis or meditation, although they're all very good ways to reprogram your subconscious mind. One of the main ones I use, and I always go back, see my other videos, I'll leave a link to them both at the end, but I always go back to being the observer. Being the observer of your mind, the observer method. And I'll give you an even easier way how to do it, because I've done the candle method. Again, I'll link that video, and it's a really good way, but I wanted to simplify it even further, right, and add a little bit of comedy to it as well. So you can imagine that you're the conscious mind and your partner is the subconscious mind. You both want to give each other a bit of loving time. You know what I mean, in the bedroom when the lights go out, or on, it's entirely your choice, but a bit of nookie. Do we still say nookie nowadays? So all of a sudden you're getting on with it, you're giving a bit, I should play some like sort of music here, but I'm not. You're getting on with it, you're getting the passion in. It's tonight's the night, baby, and then all of a sudden your dog bursts through the room and lays between the middle of you. So now your subconscious mind can't influence the conscious mind because the observer, aka the dog, is in between them both. And that's what you've got to sort of do. You've got to imagine that you're the dog ruining the nookie between two people. but that's the conscious mind, one person, the subconscious mind, the other, and you're slithering in between and ruining their night, aka so the subconscious mind can't replay it back. It's all familiar habits and patterns what don't serve the conscious mind, because the dog is in between and it's ruined the night. And that's what I want to see. You're the dog, you're the wedge between the conscious and the subconscious mind. So when you can sort of, and you can't always catch it, you cannot always catch it, but I want you to try and practice catching the subconscious mind, giving its repertoire of familiar patterns what don't serve you. If they do serve you, that's fair enough, but if they don't serve you, you just catch it. Catch it by asking yourself, are you aware? Is this really are these really my thoughts, or are they just familiar bad habits stored, and are they serving me? And again, you're acting as the dog who's ruined the nookie. You're observing between the conscious and the subconscious mind. Sounds tricky at first, but the more you practice it, it does get easier. I've been walking my dog, you know what I mean, and I get the familiar negative thoughts and stuff like that, and I catch it. Aha! Caught you! I'm going to be that dog. I'm going to ruin your nookie for the night. And then you catch it and you just observe it, and it's like a little squabbling child in your head that throwing its toys all over. Oh, you're supposed to do this, oh, you're supposed to do that, you're supposed to think negative. Oh, look at you, you're ugly, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you'll never be a content creator, yada 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 yada. Go away. And do you know what? It gets easier every time. It gets easier. Because a lot of time we don't realise how much we're stuck in bad habits what don't serve us. Do you know, like overeating, not exercising, drinking too much alcohol, or taking substance, or watching too much Netflix, or doom scrolling on social media all the time. It's because we're addicted to the familiar. Oh, and if you want to find out a bit more about being addicted to the familiar, check out my video there. Check out my other video there, or wherever YouTube wants to put it, and I'll see you in there.